Hi, I'm Max. This week I had items to my roguelike. I wanted all items to be passive so I could keep the gameplay simple and avoid adding extra complexities like usable items that involve new controls. I also generally am really bad at using usable items in games, so I prefer to use passive items. Since all items are passive, it's very important that the effects stack so that you can have really cool item synergies. This is how I went about implementing this. All items have a set of functions they can override to do their logic, such as on pickup, on enemy kill, etc. Whenever the player does something, or something happens to the player that would trigger one of these functions, all items that the player has have these functions called. This allows for items to build on each other, like breaking walls faster, and effects that happen when breaking walls are items that would work well together. There are also items that can change how you move, like this one where the player moves in a zigzag, and these effects can stack, so if I add another zigzag, then the effect doubles and we get this. A side note is that it's probably not going to be possible to get most items as a duplicate. This is just a demo, items that change movement. This works because I am passing a reference to the movement path to all the items, so that when one item changes the movement path, the next item would see the newly updated movement and performance changes on that. In theory, this also means that the order you pick items in changes the outcome, and that's not a very common thing I see in roguelikes. But I'm not sure that this is what I want, and it might create unpredictable outcomes, so I'll need to do some play testing to see if that's going to stay. And that's all it actually takes to make item synergies work. The rest is just using systems to make interesting combinations. I don't have a ton of items added, but let's go through the list of the items I have so far. Bounce makes you bounce off the walls. The Match sets the ground on fire underneath enemies when they die. Explosive Blood, you take damage, you explode. Dynamite, walls explode when they are destroyed. Pocket of Matches leaves a trail of fire behind you. Bow and Arrow shoots projectiles towards the enemy, however you can no longer kill enemies by slamming into them. Pickaxe breaks walls instantly, but you lose some of your movement distance. And finally Zigzag, you move further and in zigzags. Of course not all effects work well together, like Bounce and Pocket of Matches would bounce you back through your fire trail sometimes, and it would probably get you killed. So you have to choose your items carefully when you can. Just for fun, let's try a playthrough with all the items on. Okay, let's see what happens. And, okay. A lot, I can't go past things. Oh, okay. Well, and I am dead. So, how does the player get these items in gameplay? Well, after killing a boss, check out my last video if you want to see more on that, an item room will spawn. The room has two items in it, a random item that you don't have, and a life upgrade, but you can only pick one. I know that some items are much more desirable than others, so this is why I wanted to give the player a choice to go with the life option if they don't like the item. And also it creates an interesting choice and a chance at strategy. Do I take this item that makes it easier to kill enemies, or do I take the life upgrade to be able to tank a few more hits? There hopefully won't always be a correct answer to that. This item room also acts as a calm both before and after the storm, since as soon as you pick up the item, normal waves for the next area start up. This is really the only time the player isn't in danger, so it acts as a nice break and gives a bit of a chance to breathe so you don't get overwhelmed. If you made it this far, or you've seen any of my other videos, do a quick check to make sure that you're subscribed, since it's the best way to follow this project. Leave a like if you liked it, and let me know what items you want to see in the game in the comments. Thanks for watching.